What it is? How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be celebrating our 100th episode. That's right. You've been listening. We've been recording 100 episodes. Well, this is the 100th episode, but 99 episodes of podcast goodness, and you're about to listen to the 100th. So listen in as we talk about memories we have recording those 99, things that were exciting, the trials and tribulations of making a podcast and get people to subscribe and whatnot. And you will hear about all the things. So if you want to hear what we have to say, sit back, relax, grab a snack, grab a beverage, and listen on in to the first ones to die.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the First Ones to Die podcast. My name is Jonathan. I am here with my wonderful co-hosts, Alex and Jerome. Alex, how you doing?
I am doing swell. How are you?
I'm doing swell as well. How was your week?
It wasn't bad at all. A little busy because I am now leaving the department I am in at work and going back to my old department. I'm a little excited and scared because it is going to be chaotic and messy over there, but I like the chaos and mess, so it feels like I'm going back home in a sad way. But other than that, it's been a really good week. Pretty simple, yeah.
All right. And Jerome, how are you doing? How's your week been?
Been good. Been chilling. Been just working and writing. That's pretty much it. Nothing too elaborate, too strong. Oh, me and my girlfriend did go on Sunday to the International District to celebrate the Lunar New Year. So that was fun. So we went on down there, did a little bit of shopping, and I picked up, I don't have it with me, but I picked up the novel version of Bullet Train. So I'm so excited to read it. I can't wait to read it. And it looks really cool. I was flipping through it. Apparently, it looks like each chapter is broken down by like character. And there's a little display of the train cars they're cycling through in that chapter. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be really cool. This is going to be interesting.
I love it. I'm going to need to borrow that afterwards.
Yeah, so that I'm excited to read it. It's gonna that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the only exciting thing I really did this week. Also, been rewatching a lot of movies. Just rewatched Our Idiot Brother. Love that film. So good. It's one of Paul Rudd's best. If you haven't watched Our Idiot Brother, watch it. It's a fun time. It is adult though, so save the kiddos, leave the kiddos at home. It is very much rated R. But yeah, just a wholesome, good movie.
It's really rated R, but it's wholesome.
Well, wholesome in that, Paul Rudd, like, it's the title is Our Idiot Brother, but really it's just Paul Rudd's just a nice guy, man. He's a chill dude, sees the best of people. That's that. If that makes him a little bit of an idiot, hey, sometimes
So be it.
Yeah, so be it.
How are you doing, Jonathan?
Good. Yeah, my week was pretty chill. It felt longer than normal because we had our staff belated holiday party on Wednesday, and so Wednesday felt like Friday.
So late, don't you think? Normally you'd belate it to like at least like the second week after Christmas or something. Like,
no,
this seems real late.
It was belated till this week, but it was a lot of fun. We had it at the Spare Room at the Roosevelt Hotel, which is just across the street. Very famous and very historic. They have 2 bowling lanes and a secret photo booth and a bar, of course. So that was
Love
a lot
it.
of fun. I love all 3 of those. And yeah, I watched the Oscar nominations on, what was it, Tuesday?
Oh, that's what I watched recently. Elvis. I finally watched Elvis just so I could be on the know about the Oscars and see Austin Butler's performance. And it's great. He's great.
Monica, one of our guest hosts, they really love it, and I'm kind of wanting to watch it. I talked to them a little bit about it, and I'm like, I need to watch it. It's on my list of things, of course.
It's
Always.
too damn
You
long.
know, it's long.
It's too-
You know what was snubbed?
Hmm.
Viola Davis, the Woman King.
Yes.
She was in all of
Yeah.
the talks. She was in all of the talks for potential Oscar nomination, but
I
she
expected her to get nominated at the very least. Maybe not the movie
over
itself, but
definitely
her, for sure.
definitely her over. And I'm sorry, not nothing personal, but Ana de Armas for Blonde. She got nominated.
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know, because Ana de Armas is like, the movie's not great, but she is really good in that movie. Like, she is
over Viola
fantastic.
Davis.
I would
I
The-
would
I-
say
the Woman
I would
King-
say so. I mean, or
Let me
not
hop
even
off
actually.
this podcast, please.
I know actually
against
I
it,
wouldn't
I
say
think
it's
that's
over
terrible.
Viola Davis, but I'd say they're neck and neck. Like, that's a hard decision. Like, because Ana de Armas
Costume
is
design,
great.
I think for Woman King, definitely costume design. Those-
At the very least, though, it should get
Upper-
nominated
yeah.
for that.
Mm.
But I not to say that Viola Davis didn't deserve to be up there too. Just I can see Ana de Armas getting her spot. Now I don't know who else is nominated, so I don't know who else.
I heard
they're
Kate
competing with.
Blanchett. I heard Kate Blanchett, who got nominated for Tar.
I've heard that's good. I haven't seen it.
I heard it's good-ish, but her performance is not like spectacular.
Mm.
But Jamie Lee Curtis got nominated, and Everything Everywhere, Everything
They got,
Everywhere,
like,
All at Once
Everywhere
got
All
a
at
lot
Once
of
got
nom.
nominated.
They got like
Yeah.
11 nominations,
Mm-hmm.
which they all are well in their right to.
Which I hope that it shows. Yeah, hey Hollywood, you can still make original content. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be based off of anything. Just make an original movie that has something to say, and people will
Exactly.
watch it, and it's entertaining. I think that's the biggest thing.
I think this more shows when you actually do make an original content. Look how much people like fawn towards it.
Well, I mean, you got
I
people
still-
who watched it like 4 or 5 times in theaters and stuff, and told their
Yeah.
friends to
Yeah.
One of
watch
my
it 4 or 5
coworkers-
times in theaters.
Yeah, one of my coworkers, I think she said she saw it 2 or 3 times, and
I
it's
saw it
back in
3.
theaters this weekend, and she said
Yeah.
she's going to see it again this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of original content, we, as the first
There you
ones
go.
to die, we've been producing original content for the past almost 4 years now. Can you believe it, folks? If you've been with us this whole time, then we appreciate you and we thank you so much, like from the bottom of our hearts. If this is your first time listening to us, then welcome. We hope
What a
that
weird
you,
episode for you to start on.
Right?
on this journey.
Just be like, you know what? Just go start at 100. Keep it, keep it clean.
don't shun our view. They're not gonna feel welcome. We need to make them feel welcome if this is their first time.
Listen, they gotta know. They gotta know going in how this is gonna be. All right, this is us. We are here
Yeah.
This
to
is us,
enjoy
okay.
your
Part of me-
presence, but also keep it real.
What part of me says warm and welcoming? That's the reason I have you guys as my friends.
Like the Dave
But
Chappelle
just-
sketch. We keep it real.
I think should we start with our favorite episode looking back? I mean, does anyone have a pressing favorite episode that they want to start with?
Actually,
Favorite?
I want to show a quick little video of before we were the first ones to die. Our first ever introduction ever, or us trying to do our first introduction ever.
I was gonna say, I think
think,
Alex has taken the lead on this one because Alex actually.
Okay,
has
go
a
ahead.
No, we can
plan.
go. But I
planned
just
out
wanted to
stuff.
share this. You know, this is where it kind of where it did all start. And I
Yeah, that's
want
right,
to show that.
audience. You're seeing the genesis. Well, if you're watching the video, if you're listening to the audio, we'll get you the audio later and we'll cut it in. Right about.
I should have worn
now.
that same shirt today.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so to give some context, right? So when we first started doing the podcast, first of all, it was under a different name called Behind the Usher Station, which you can still find some of those episodes on the same site. So if you want to hear some history, scroll all the way down to the bottom. You can see some Behind the Usher Station episodes. We used to record this stuff in Alex's apartment, old apartment, not her current apartment. And we'd all get together because we all work together. And so this is us recording on her couch on a laptop using one microphone and an audio interface, our intro. So, yeah.
And Alex
it
is
is.
coughing all over Jerome.
I'm doing the Dracula cough. Yeah. Again, I'd like to remind everybody this was before 2020. In fact, this was 2019.
19.
Mhm.
This was like,
Like,
6 months before
COVID.
everything.
Maybe like 9 months, because it started in March. So, everything shut down in March. So like maybe like this was like what, June? So like 9 months.
This was
pre-COVID.
June. That's right. We still got memories. We still remember all this.
I look miserable.
All right. Welcome to Behind the Usher Station. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Jerome.
I'm Alex.
And
We're starting this podcast. We all began working together as ushers from an IMAX theater.
And
I'm like, oh, is it me now?
Share the podcast if you enjoy what we do here and behind
This
the
is-
Usher station. And thanks for listening.
With that IMAX hat, I look like I am straight up in film director mode, especially with the round glasses too, where I'm like, yeah, so here's how the scene's gonna go. We're gonna sit on the couch. And then I'm gonna have Alex, we're gonna have you over there. You're gonna put a pillow.
That was
on
so
it, like, hold it.
so impromptu. Everything about that was
did
just
none of us think about writing a
it's
script?
like we never talked
No,
about anything.
none of
before
us
we
wrote
hit
a
the record
script.
button.
Of course we didn't. We still
None
don't
of us
write
wrote
one
the
now.
script.
You think any of these intros are scripted, audience? I make that shit up on the spot. On the spot.
Fair enough. I'm gonna turn my monitor to me properly, so because I do have like I think a couple more videos to show. But yeah, that was.
I was
the
like,
first
we
intro
each-
ever.
we each passed it off to each other, and the person who got passed it off like was not expecting to
I
get
had
the
no
baton.
clue what was going
thrown to-
on. Like we
like
didn't know
I
what
threw
was
it to
happening.
Alex. Alex was like, "Okay, it's me." Alex threw it to Jerome. Jerome was like, "Oh," and
That was awkward. And I look at the start of that. I'm just like, you guys talk. I'm going back to sleep. I was like ready to fall back asleep so quickly.
I think we'd all worked
But-
that day, right?
I had worked at the children's hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, again, everybody, this was before the actual pandemic. All right.
I mean, people still
I do
worked
not-
at
I know we used-
hospital before
it
and
was a
after the
children's
pandemic.
hospital, though. It was you don't go to sick to a children's hospital like that.
we used
Oh.
to have it.
Although I
where-
was sick, it wasn't better.
I remember
what you mean.
in the early days of the recording. I think up until COVID, Jerome, you and me would be working at the science center, and then at the end of the day, we would just carpool over to Alex's.
Mm-hmm. You just hop in your car, you would hop in my car, and we just drive up there and just get it done. Just get it done. It was fun.
It was fun, and sometimes we'd have we'd eat, and then we'd have a little. Hold on. let's see if
I
can-
remember us getting those McDonald's nuggets, like just a huge.
Yeah, and Jerome would never share with Snowbell.
Oh, there they are. There's the McDonald's.
I've gained weight.
Never.
That's my takeaway.
your
from that.
You've gained weight. Snowball's
gained
dead.
weight.
You know, many things change in life.
Alex.
Yeah, just the New Year.
There you
dead,
go. Jonathan finally heard it.
So shout out back to New Year, Dead Me. For those who remember that quote from
A
2021.
quick little. Yeah, you and her always had a interesting relationship. Basically, she used to just like yelling at you when you were nearby.
She slept on my chest once. Or not slept, but just
Yeah.
laid on my chest once. I was just laying on the
Oh,
couch.
that was her
being
way of
uncomfortable.
yeah, because you were like, okay, this person's soft. I like this. You're comfortable. I like what's going on here. But yeah, those were the first few times of before we became the first ones to die. We were just behind the Usher station,
Mhm.
filming with barely an iPhone and then one mic. all huddled together on the couch.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we've had a long journey since then. Audience, you've been along with us for this journey since the first episode of First Ones to Die, which was our Polar Express review. Gonna be honest, that's a weird choice for a first episode in hindsight.
We were still behind the usher station, you know, at the first part of for like almost the first year of COVID. We were just doing things virtually. We were doing things through Zoom, which has carried on to this day.
No, not
and
anymore. Now
then-
we're on StreamYard now.
If it works out.
If it works
let's
out,
put it
right,
out
we'll
there.
this
see.
could be
We'll
one
see.
and done,
Yeah.
but yeah, we did the Polar Express review, and that was our first rebranded episode.
Mm-hmm.
Which was, yeah, you're right. That's an interesting choice because I don't know why we chose our Christmas episode to announce our name change and like trying to go into a different direction.
I think it's just because we were in a flow already, because we did record like the last Behind the Usher Station episode in December. And then, because we did a Tales from the Usher Station 2 episode, which was just us telling stories of our old job, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
And then we were just on a roll. So we were just like, okay, we're going to do this. And then the next episode is going to be the new podcast starting fresh. And also you had not seen Polar Express, Alex. So that was, it was like a double, like, you know.
That
edged
I
sword.
still don't understand to this day why that is such a deal with all of our friends. Why is everybody wanting me to watch the Polar Express?
Mostly
I
because
watched
we
it,
worked at a
and
movie
it's
theater that
creepy.
played it every year for Christmas.
It ended up creepy, and kids were just drinking weird ass hot chocolate.
It's not
No.
weird. You're the only one who was
Magical hot
skeptical
chocolate.
of a hot chocolate. All right, the hot chocolate came from Santa direct. It was magical hot chocolate. Those
Even
kids drank
Jared,
magic that
who
night.
worked at even Jared, who worked at the theater with us, said magic hot chocolate sounds illegal. Magic milk sounds illegal. 'Cause you
We
said
have
it's
magic milk all the time. You think God made almonds for us to milk them? All right. That is magic. That's a level of dark
that's-
magic that should not exist, but it does, and it's delicious. All I'm saying is that we make magic milk all the time.
I remember during that episode, I said something about like, because you know how the kids got words stamped into their tickets. I remember making a comment about which word, Alex, you would get stamped into your ticket. I forgot what it was.
Trust.
I still wonder if that hot chocolate was made with whole milk or not. And what kind of chocolate was it? Was it Nestle chocolate or Hershey chocolate? Because Hershey hot chocolate, I don't think tastes very good.
There's
What would they have written? What would the conductor have written on Alex's ticket? It would have said trust. It would have just said trust.
it was
Trust.
trust.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I will say what I like about this podcast. It actively shows how much shade Jonathan throws at me all the fucking time. Because nobody believes me. He's like, no, he wouldn't. Be like, no, this motherfucker calls me out all the time on shit. Like nobody else can see it, apparently. But that was also just a cute episode because I think we wore like Christmas sweaters and it was just like
Mhm.
fun.
And it was the first time we like watched something together virtually, which was interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun.
There's a few hiccups.
We
trying to
haven't
figure that
done
out.
it since, I don't think. We should do it again.
No, we should do that again. Well, it's because it's hard to get set up. And also,
Mhm.
we did that over, what was it, Prime Video or whatever, but we still had to pay for the like subscription. So we were getting commercials in between the movie at the most inopportune times at that. And on top of that, at different times. When I was getting a commercial, Jonathan was still watching the movie, and then Jonathan would get a commercial that Alex didn't get. And it was just like, what is happening? Where are we at? We don't even know if we're watching the same
And-
movie at the same time anymore.
Because I remember at certain points, there were some times where like the screen wouldn't show up; it would just be black on the screen, and we had to figure out ways for all of us to watch it. It was complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was not set. Well, that's again, it started like the end of 2020 where things were still developing and how to stream everything all the time. And that was like the first Christmas, of it being in COVID and being in the pandemic.
Mhm.
But it was only 2 episodes later we got our first guest, or proper guest. We had Jasmine be on the show for us.
Mhm.
So it was only 3 episodes in we got to have Jasmine and she has now been in every expectation video. I think
And a
you
few
guys
more,
didn't call
a
it
few
that
others.
originally, yeah. Yeah, a few others.
No, I think originally we did. We call it expectations, but I think we added the years, like expectations. I think we may have called it like expectations / disappointments or something like that. And it just changed to expectations. But yeah, Jasmine it became our official like first guest, and also technically is now like the guest with the most guest spots. I
Appearances.
think, because between all the expectations episodes, Judas and the Black Messiah, Thanksgiving, and I think that's it. I think those are the 5 she's been on.
I feel like she's been on more.
More.
Is there another one she's been on? Now you got me thinking. Hey, super fans of the First Ones to Die, comment below. Tell us how many episodes Jasmine's been in.
But I really, because it was, I think that was also a good start to have her on there, because it was also showing that the 3 of us didn't have to automatically be on the podcast altogether, because if one of us couldn't do it, we're all like, all right, we'll just take a break for the week. This let us be like, okay, we can just have somebody else on there. We don't necessarily, the show can continue onward, because it was at that day that I, lost Snowbell. So I was like, I'm going to do it. And then I think it was even the morning of, I text you guys. I'm like, I can't do it. So it was also great of Jasmine that she was able to come in and just, come in there and help us out so quickly. And I really do appreciate that for her. And I'm appreciate of that of her. And I'm so happy that she's able to do that with every expectation video now. And she's able to be part of that, because it's nice to have that female balance in there too.
Yeah.
Although certain things she turns against me too when it comes to you and Jerome.
I just realized, so out of the episodes where it hasn't just been the 3 of us, like if either someone's been missing or we've had a guest, so we've had times where it's been Alex, you, and you, Jerome. There have been times when it's been just me and Alex. There's been times when it's been me, Jerome, and a guest. There's been times when it's been Alex, Jerome, and a guest, but there's never been a time when it's just been me and Jerome.
Yes, there has.
No,
yes, there has.
When?
The episode before the Cats one.
Rising Genre episode. Yeah, that was me and you.
That was another time. I was like, I'm out of town. You guys are going to have to do you. And then I came back drunk for the next
I think that's
episode.
the only
I do
time.
not remember that.
Our Rising Genre episode where we were discussing like what genres are going to take over, which you were. I thought the episode came out very good. I'll have you know. I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. I'm saying that because Jonathan was in it. The point is that we talked about musicals because you were complaining that movie musicals don't take it seriously anymore.
To which then the next review we did was Cats, which did not help any argument you had the previous episode.
It didn't help his argument in the beginning, because I remember Jonathan mentioned that. He's like, movie musicals, I mean, you got stuff like Prom and Cinderella, and I'm like, you are not exactly making a good case for for movie musicals that are good.
We have The Greatest Showman.
That also is not a great example. Like, it's like the music. The music is great. The music's fantastic. The story is trash.
But
you cannot give it that.
Like,
you can't give it that.
You have to take it. You have to take it all or take none of it. All right. You have to take all or take none of it. All right. You can't.
What are you talking about? That's not true. That's how musicals work. Rent is the same way. The story of Rent is awful, but the music's fantastic.
I don't even think the music of Rent is that good. I think that it gets kind of whiny. Like, dude, pay your fucking rent. Just do it. Your
All right,
sad
but you
little
can't.
life, I do not care.
You can't lie. As soon as you hear 521,600 minutes,
And now we
like
have-
as soon as you hear
now
that,
we
you're just
have-
like, shit, we about to jam now.
Now we have musicals like West Side Story that recently came out, Tick Tick Boom. What was the other one?
In the
In the
Heights?
Heights.
I don't know, but In the Heights
Heights did
counts.
it
I'll give
weird.
you Tick Tick Boom and West Side Story. In the Heights, the music's fantastic. Dancing's even better. That story though.
But the musical is the story. They're one in the same. They're like two sides of a coin.
No, if they're
Yeah.
on the stage, they're one and the same. On a movie, it's just a movie. Everything is
And guess
taken
what?
in at one time. All right, on a
guess
stage,
what?
it's like, you know what? If I'm still wrapped up in the dance or whatever. In this movie, I am watching this movie. All right, and I expect the movie to stand on its own with its good story. And if you can't do it, you can't do it.
Well, now they
Then we'd be
now
never get a
now it's a
movie ever.
musical it's a movie musical revolution because now they're making movies. The sequels is going to be the musicals. Joker 2, that's going to be a musical. All right, they did that just for you, Jerome.
I guess.
They even brought on Lady Gaga. They're like,
See, but that's the thing is I'm like, you know why I'm hard on movie musicals? Because it's not like it hasn't been done before. All right. Chicago exists. Dreamgirls exists. It's possible to make a movie musical with a great story and great music and dance numbers.
I do want to see.
You can't say
I
it's
do
not.
wanna
Well,
see-
I will say Chicago, but Dreamgirls.
You're not going to take
Dreamgirls?
Dreamgirls from Jennifer Hudson and Beyonce
No,
and
okay,
JB
this
Fox.
is-
You're not going to take that from them.
This is where we disagree, Alex. All right, you ain't gonna
feel like
slander Dreamgirls.
I will never slander Jennifer Hudson's acting. Or
That
JB
movie
Fox.
brought her out. That was her introduction movie.
No. I say Jennifer Hudson, absolutely.
And
I
Eddie
find her
Murphy got
acting and
nominated
her-
for an Oscar for that film because he was good, dang it. And then his performance in Norbit took it away. But the point is,
Oh, I forgot he did
'Cause they came out the
Norbit.
same
I forgot
year.
Norbit existed. Oh.
I forgot to mention one of the movies I forgot to mention in our expectations for 2023. The Color Purple, that's coming out at the end of the year.
that's going to be fantastic. I'm excited.
That's
for
going to
that.
be great.
Really? They made another one.
Yeah, it's based off the musical,
Mhm.
whereas the first one was just like a straight movie.
A movie.
This one is gonna be with music, so it's gonna be.
Oh.
And Fantasia is apparently really good she was on the Broadway. She starred in the Broadway production, and so she's gonna be in the lead in this film, and she is apparently fantastic in the role.
You see.
Oh, that's
I'm just
really-
going to be
that's
excited to
gonna
see
be
her.
really
I haven't seen
interesting.
Fantasia
Yeah.
in anything in a while. Like,
Yeah,
or
she's
on,
been
on stage
I
in a
feel like-
while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's been some time since I've even heard her name, honestly.
Yeah, and Halle Bailey's also in it as well, and her, and just like basically any black woman in music right now is gonna be in that movie.
It's going to be just like when Black Panther first came out. I'm like, if you didn't get cast, fire your agent. This was like everyone who was black was in this movie. If it wasn't you, if you weren't in this movie, you need to fire your agent. They failed you. If you're a black woman in entertainment who can sing and you're not going to be in The Color Purple and your agent don't get you cast, they failed you. Fire them. Get a new agent.
I love that there's always going to be that certain movie that, like, you should have been in this. Why weren't you in this?
like Crazy Rich Asians.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. Crazy Rich Asians. It's like if you
They
an
found
Asian talent
everyone.
and you weren't in this movie and your agent didn't get you cast, fire them. They don't care about you. They don't care about your well-being. This is the time. It was a shoo-in. It was a shoo-in.
Well, speaking of some amazing people in shows, some of the other guests we've had, trying to bring it back. Of course, has been Jasmine. It has also been our friend Rob, who he actually helped out and did a little guest spot when we were still the first ones to die.
You mean
when
behind
we
the
did
usher
a
station?
behind the usher stations, yes. And then when we became the first ones to die, he filled in for you, Jonathan, when you were in the midst of moving to LA. He appeared in our Godzilla and
Kong review. Brum vs. Kong.
Kong review. Thank you. And him and Jerome did a lovely WWE impression of the two monsters fighting, which is up on TikTok and our Instagram. Rob was also a really fun one to have, and he is in San Antonio.
I remember he filmed us for behind the usher station, when we were behind the usher station, that gross food eating video that we did, where Alex, you were apparently unbothered by the Oreos and orange juice.
No, it's chocolate chip cookies. I like chocolate chip cookies and orange juice together. Okay. I think there's a nice tartness to them, and they're delicious.
Not
And
the
I will
tartness.
continue.
Oh my!
It's a nice tartness to them. Look, whatever. I'm gonna keep eating them. They are good. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, you're talking about the cookies and orange juice?
Yeah, I think they're good. And who did the cereal with Coca-Cola? That's like
First of all, it's not. I didn't do the cereal with
Cavities.
Coca-Cola because I thought it was a good idea. I did it because it was in a Drake and Josh episode, and I wanted to try it. It was a legit experiment.
Mine was the most normal. All right,
Yours is
the
just
pineapple. On
pineapple
pizza.
yeah,
on
but it was the
pizza,
biggest sin. It was a sin. Yours was a sin.
Anyway, I found
It
the
was
clip.
An absolute
So,
sin.
so audience, here you go. Again, for the listening audience, we will cut in the audio for you to follow along. But for those watching the video, here we go. Godzilla came in and was like, "Oh, what y'all forgot about me?"
Yeah, this is the only thing that would have made this movie much more like watchable for me is if they had like WWE like commentators, you know?
Someone should make an edit of that. Like,
Yeah.
release the
JR
WrestleMania
screaming
cut.
into my left ear.
The Vince
That'd have been so
McMahon
good.
cut.
That,
Where's
yeah,
that
no, that would have probably added,
JR?
substance to it, actually.
Hell yeah.
Their motivation for fighting,
Toxic
Is-
masculinity.
basically, it's just like, hey, Godzilla's like,
Hence
Alex,
why
I'm the
I
they
got
have
king.
you.
the
I'm
I'm
Apex
the
the
biggest
game.
and baddest there is. And King Kong's
Literally
like,
Yeah, it's
who
so
said
dark.
he's the baddest there is? I wish you would.
Says
And then
who?
That's literally what they do at the standoffs.
That's because I
And
Yeah.
they do the singular interviews.
The backstage
chair that
interviews.
opens,
Like,
like,
next
this
Tuesday,
high.
you're gonna see me coming for him.
Higher.
He's no longer going to be the king.
Oh my god, I really did
Christ,
not.
that's actually
Let me
not
tell
a
you something,
question either.
Godzilla. Let me tell you something.
Somebody could have told me about that.
Brother.
Next week, brother, I'm gonna bring my axe, and then it's gonna be on.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. You're gonna know what pain. I know what the menu for the fight's gonna be. The only menu item's gonna be pain, with a side order of shame.
Yeah, the commentary honestly would have probably made it a lot better, more watchable.
Oh yeah.
I love wrestling when I was
No
little.
substitutions.
Suddenly this is a much better movie already.
It
Yeah,
is like
we
I'm
could've
actually
written this
enjoying.
movie.
I'm now enjoying it, thinking about.
So there you go. that is a segment.
Also, Rob's avatar is
That was so funny when he showed up with his like cigarette man smoking.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really good. Rob is doing great in Texas, but he can't wait to be back here with us here in Seattle, Washington. And I miss him. I miss him a lot.
Yeah, we all miss him. Yeah, it'd be nice to have him back. But yeah, no, Rob has technically been there from the beginning too, and I think I have a clip of him being, part of that original beginning. But yeah, I still stand by that the orange juice and apple juice.
Orange juice and apple
Chocolate
juice.
juice,
Now, that's
green juice.
that's an
Right.
interesting drink. I'd
Yeah,
drink it. I'd take a
mhm.
chance.
An audio started playing. Chocolate chip and orange juice are still good. It brings out like a tartness and sweetness. I love it. I'll repost that video because I want everybody to try
It's
it.
still there.
See what they do.
It's still up.
Yeah, it's like back there hidden in like the older times. Al. That's like 2019, man. I don't even go back there in our old videos sometimes. Clearly not, because I didn't recall how high my camera was. Again, nobody told me.
We assumed
like,
you
"Hey,
knew,
Alex,
and you could
Oh,
see
your
yourself.
forehead?
You could see yourself on Zoom, Alex. You knew what you looked like. It's not like you didn't.
How dare you think I pay any attention
Alex
to
was
myself?
talking to us like this.
Yeah, like honest to God, it was like this. I'm like, what was going on? Half my screen was behind me.
I've had that too. We'll get to the Mortal Kombat episode and highlights from that because there's my camera was messed up on that one. And you'll see it later in this rewind episode that we have going on. Oh man. Among other guests we've had here, I think the ones who have been on here the most technically are Jasmine, Rob, and Kalen, who's also been on multiple episodes as well. The two, like he's been on two. He's been on the
He's been on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier review,
Yep.
and then
Oh, that's
expert
right.
and then
adaptations
adaptations and accuracy
Yeah.
episode as well. Kalen's fantastic.
There was another one. There was another one that I wasn't on.
Yeah, the
came
That was-
adaptations and accuracies.
That was adaptations and accuracy.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You're on the. I think you're thinking of failed universes.
Maybe.
You were on the Winter Soldier one with us.
I was on that one, and I enjoyed that show.
It was a good show. The adaptions one was done on that little month you were gone from us, that you left us alone and on our own. We got Kaylin and Monica, who I mentioned earlier, who has their own podcast, Cafe with Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
They're really cool, and hopefully we'll be able to bring them back this coming year. But yeah, that Kaylin was there for those 2 episodes, which was fun. And I think he referred to himself as they referred to themselves as Nick Fury in the Winter and Soldier episode. Because they were the one who was our supervisor originally, and they are technically the one that hired us all.
It's true.
They are to blame for the start of all this.
Now, funny enough,
You know who we should bring back?
Who?
We should bring back Kyle.
Kyle Moore. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Jerome, you never got to. Jerome, you never got to meet him.
Because I was gonna say he's like the unsung guest that we don't really talk about much that we've had on this podcast before.
It was a good conversation, though. We had a good talk about.
It was. I listened to that episode.
It was very nice. And then he got to go on, because originally the reason we started reaching out to him was because his name was the same name as a guest on the Big Brother Canada. And he apparently woke up to a bunch of messages being like, hey, this is you. And he's like, no, this is me. But then later on, about 2 years down the road, he got to be on Big Brother Canada. His storyline was a trip. But that was actually the first full season of any Big Brother I've ever watched. I've watched bits and pieces of it, but Big Brother Canada season, I think it was 10. He was on?
No.
The first
Yeah, he was on 10. The
was
most
the
recent
first
season last year.
full season of Big Brother I have ever watched in my life.
Now, funny
thanks
enough,
to him.
talking about guests, we've had some combo episodes, some really big ones, in which we've had a lot of guests.
Like a Big Mac combo?
Well, I mean, not necessarily that
I like
specifically,
the Nuggets one.
but
I like Nuggets.
okay. But
You said like a Big Mac.
I guess that's true. One of the ones
I
is,
remember one time, side note that has nothing to do with anything. I remember one time when I was like 8 years old, me and my mom pulled into the drive-thru at McDonald's, and they used to have a thing called a Big and Tasty. And my mom pulled up to the drive-thru window,
Big and Tasty,
and she said, "Hi, can I get a Big and Nasty, please?" And forever it's in my mind.
Yo, that's dangerous because they might be like, okay, man, pull on up around.
Okay. They drop it in the toilet.
Right, they just like, and then they make the nasty patty.
The nasty patty from
The
SpongeBob.
nasty patty. Yeah. Oh my god.
Those who know don't know. We did a SpongeBob retrospective. That's an episode you could check out.
It came after that episode, which is actually one of my most favorite episodes. Cutting in there really quick, is the anti-hero versus villains episode, our debate episode.
Oh, I got clips of that too. I got clips.
Yeah, it's the first episode where it's just fully me and Jerome arguing. And like Jonathan has to like actually stop us and be like, argument's done, we're done. A couple times.
Go to your corners.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think the one that like surprised us all of how much we actually got out into it was the SpongeBob section that you like planned as a joke, but we went full into.
We went intense.
full into the SpongeBob argument.
Is Squidward a villain or an anti-hero, right?
Yes.
Eating a tamale?
And with that, we will move on
I will
to
protect
our
my tamales no matter what.
No, go back to explain why I'm talking like the way I'm talking. Don't just pull the full Mexican
I don't
Alex.
think-
Mexican Alex.
Have you logic was?
I don't think there's
knew, like, the
more-
first
Wasn't this insane?
American
We're
made.
willing to let
Never
the
the
whole
tacos.
race be killed just for the food.
Have you eaten a tamale?
And with
Yeah, I'm sure.
that,
Yeah, I don't think we have the beginning of
We'll
that
move on to
clip,
our-
Alex.
My
I'm sorry.
tamales, no matter what.
You're gonna have to.
with that, we'll move on.
You have to make your own clip.
I
before you-
think my defense was that
anti-hero versus villain, and that
I would kill
is
Fern Tamale.
from the
And I stand by
wonderful
that argument.
SpongeBob SquarePants, Squidward tentacles.
I
We
stand
are.
by that statement.
God damn,
You
man,
guys
clean
don't
your
look
room
enthused.
past me.
Like I'm trying to think. I'm like,
Don't judge past you, all right? I'm trying to forgive past Alex's
He's not
videos.
a anti-hero. Like Squidward.
he has literally buried SpongeBob.
Why is it so high up?
underground.
Why is like literally
Why-
somebody should have just
Okay,
mentioned
you
that to
know,
me?
like,
Do you remember
They
that?
were like, hey Alex, your
Yeah.
camera's a little high. Have you ever thought of maybe like lowering it or getting a higher chair?
Yes,
This
you
one I
pause
have normal
right
desk
now,
chair.
Go look at the April Fool's Day episode of SpongeBob.
Oh, where he loses his mind? Yeah.
Yes, and he like wants to torture SpongeBob and like make him humiliated and like physically and mentally.
I would see, like, here's the thing though. I understand where Squidward's coming from because I've had annoying neighbors.
Wait a minute. Are
Okay.
you arguing that Squidward is anti-hero? Pick a
I
side.
guess in a way I am.
Fine, then I will make him into a villain.
I guess in a way I am.
Squidward is a villain.
And where he's
Hold on,
coming
I wanna see if
although,
there's a deeper
granted,
part of the.
from. His method.
Here we go. There's a
his
deeper part of
perspective,
that.
I feel like everyone would hate,
conversation.
like you would hate SpongeBob because you'd be like, man, if this character don't stop messing with Fred. Fred keeps trying to live his life. He a fish man trying to move around, trying to make moves and make money. And SpongeBob and his wacky adventures keep stopping that. I'm just saying, I understand where Squidward's coming from. I get it. I get exactly where he's coming from.
Where's Alex?
So
Go ahead.
I genuinely don't know how to argue.
That's also a great episode because that's where you said female brain.
Yeah, the context.
That's how
of-
your brain works.
Well, because
Alex,
like you were
because
like,
you have a
yeah, you were like, Norman Bates isn't threatening. I'm like, or
No,
No.
I said Norman Bates is a huge she would have known that Norman Bates is a red flag, and you're like, no, not back then. I'm like, she's still a woman. And you're like, that's just how your brain works. And the look I gave you, like, try that again. And I posted that amount of our friends are like, I'm gonna need some context before I go after him. It did not. You did not sound great in that moment.
that's your fault. You cut it the wrong way.
No, cut it the wrong way because my facial expression was still the same afterwards, man. Context or not.
But I was
what
going
have been
to.
your guys'.
Oh, go ahead, Jonathan.
I was gonna say, what have been your guys' favorite episodes overall?
I actually was
think
going to
that-
cut to my favorite episode, like a clip
Let's
from one
do
of my
it.
favorite
We
episodes.
just watched mine. I got to fully just yell at Jerome for like a full hour.
Yeah.
That was like therapeutic for me.
Here, I'm about to pull up. I've like one of my favorite episodes. And it's not just because I was in it. And you'll as soon as you see the image, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep. Las Vegas, Magic Fountain of Montjuic, Barcelona, Trevi Fountain in Rome, or Buckingham Fountain in Chicago.
All
There's
right.
like
That-
blue and red.
So it's one round fountain, and there's the water pushing out, and it's blue. And outside,
I love how that we had to like describe pictures for each fountain. We
That's
didn't
true.
think about this when we had clicked the category. We're like, okay, we'll find a way to describe it.
That'll make- Here's the thing though. Here's what I'm thinking, right? See, the water's colored like Kool-Aid. So juice is just like Kool-Aid. So it has to be the magic fountain of Montjuic from Barcelona. It has to be. That has to be it. That's my final answer.
Was that just a guess and to justify?
I really needed to be that one from Barcelona now, just because that logic there, that like road you went down. I need that to be. I need that to exist. Is that
All right,
your
let's
final answer?
see. Oh, and he
Oh,
got it
yeah.
right.
The Batman feels.
Yeah, so I have more in here too from other trivia episodes. Oh, I remember this one. Jonathan, you'll remember this one.
Oh, is this
the
where he
trivia.
wanted the homeless people to die?
Line that
Wait, what?
they
I
want you
know.
to think that those are gas fumes, but I think that's a pancake. You're seeing it from a 2D perspective, and those lines are actually the steam coming off.
That's more like
you
a
know.
crepe.
Or crepe, that works too. You know, crepes are a lot thinner than pancakes.
True.
Just sizzling out there in the sun.
Yeah,
It's
if it
been
was
hot.
my pancakes, I'd have it like stacked up. You know, I'd have a stack
Yeah.
of them. That's
Or like
only
a nice
one.
fluffy one at least.
Listen, these are
Right.
poor folk. They can only afford enough batter to make one pancake. All right, what you making fun of the homeless now, Jonathan?
Read the answers.
Jonathan,
You get frustrated. It is the funniest.
is it A, open the fireplace, B, hot slip, C, risk of slipping, or D, flammable substances?
Did Alex dip at this point? Was this the time you dipped, Alex? Yes.
I didn't dip, but I think I was getting ready to.
Yeah.
It was I do love frustrated Jonathan though, because it's some of the absolute most fun we will see, especially in these trivia episodes. I believe it was in the last trivia episode, Trivia 5, the one before the last, where you and me, like, Jonathan's still trying to continue with the game, while you and me, Jerome, are fucking doing Elmo voice. Where we're just keep going like,
because that's on
because it was
YouTube.
yeah, that's on the newest one. And I think I have a clip. But you and me just keep going, just keep doing an Elmo voice. And poor Jonathan's just trying to be like, I'm trying to finish the game. I'm trying to like wrap up this episode, get done for the night. And then you and me are just being like, Elmo says hi. Oh no, so sad. Bye, Rocco.
I love the trivia episodes. They are the best. They are so fun
They're fun.
and exciting. You never know what's gonna happen. You really don't.
And they're usually close. They are usually nail biting.
They are usually not like just blowouts.
Right.
Except for
I think we only had one time. Alex did blow us out on the third one. I'll give her that.
Maybe don't phrase it like that. Just for like,
I'll
maybe
move past
stated-
that. But
Future context.
They've all, and we've it's been even. Like there hasn't been anyone who's won 2 in a row. We're all 2, 2, and 2. It's just worked out.
which is
pretty well.
interesting because it clearly shows we're not playing to be nice. We get pretty competitive with each other,
Right.
you know,
Mhm.
and we're like really gopher in the fact that we seem to accumulate like a pattern style going on.
Mhm. I think it's the system that we use because we have the other people choose the categories, you know?
It's true.
The last trivia one we got Lauren, who's a friend of ours. She was on the Thanksgiving episode, one of the like cluster guest episodes. That's when you all got really passionate about Men's Warehouse.
Oh, she was not on Thanksgiving, actually. She was on the role play episode we did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just heard she was on the Friendsgiving one. It was just Kaylee
No.
and Jasmine?
It's Kaylee, Jasmine. Yeah, it's just them two. Yeah, and then the rest of us.
I felt like I got more yelled at by more people on that episode.
I was gonna cut to that episode with our Grinch debate, but we might not have time for all that. Now I did want to throw in this iconic highlight of Jonathan's.
Is this
Jonathan-
Malcolm and Marie?
No, this is not Malcolm and Marie. It's something much more ambiguous. That if you're a longtime fan, you'll know about this, but otherwise, it may just come as a surprise to you. So hold on.
Hold on, I hear snuffing. Is that who I think it is nearby?
It is.
Show me.
1 second. If he faces the right way.
Hi, Mr. Gibson. Oh, hello.
Well, he
handsome. He's
immediately
like-
is trying to lick your face. He's like, come here, come here, come here, get these kisses, come here.
He's like, it's time for some love. Aw, hi, Mr. Gibson. I heard you. I could hear you all the time.
He's getting old. He looks older.
Damn, Jerome. Jeez.
No, it's this little scruff. It makes him look a lot more distinguished, but he's not even 4 years old yet.
Oh, okay.
Cheddar's older. Your dog looks old.
He's an old man. He looks like an old
Damn,
man.
Jerome.
It's-
So do
it's
you.
this-
We don't
it's
say
this
nothing to
part.
that.
I mean,
No,
that's true.
he's
I
a
do look like an old man.
handsome man. He's a handsome man. He's distinguished.
Why you sound like Stifler's mom from fucking American Pie?
I
Jennifer-
don't feel like that's how
Jennifer
she talks.
Coolidge.
Yeah. Handsome man. Maybe. I don't know. That's how I talk to my cat and the dog. My sister's dog Sully. Because I'm like, he's a handsome man. And that's actually how she talks to him too. The pets in our family are spoiled. We're not having kids. They're getting all the love.
Here. So I'm gonna share this screen again. Jonathan. There you go.
Oh,
You look like Spike Lee all of a sudden.
that's still funny to me.
1 second.
Alex did just
Well, you didn't
did
finish?
roast you.
you do though.
I don't
Ironically, our
even
next
finish my
review will
alarm.
be
I have to
Oh,
do
okay.
get
Do the right
Say.
thing.
But
Yeah.
hold on.
my phone was like halfway across the room. I'm sorry, audience. This is very unprofessional. But okay, guess mine. And no, it's not Spike Lee or anything affiliated with Spike
Yes.
Lee.
So do the right thing.
Who? I'm trying to remember who I was.
I have no.
Okay,
idea.
hold on. Pause that really quick.
I just,
This was Jonathan.
Yeah.
So you can't tell what you are either.
I don't remember.
I like to point that out as we continue watching this. Jonathan himself cannot recall nor looking at himself in this, other than thinking
No,
Spike
audience.
Lee.
For those listening on the audio side of things, we were watching a clip from our Worlds We'd Like to Live In episode. If you remember that episode, each of us dressed
Oh,
up
okay, I remember.
characters for the worlds we'd like to live in. And we're at a
This
clip
was
where Jonathan
Jonathan's second one.
is wearing his black glasses and black shirt. If you know what he's talking, or like if you from that context clue know what's going on.
I just had forgot the theme of the episode. I was like, what are we dressing up for? I forgot.
Even though looking at yourself, you couldn't tell. All right,
Not
go
just
on,
you,
go on.
John, Big Brother.
are you a reality? Are you the token reality star?
No. Think of
That's
the
good.
color.
Yeah, I had a headache that episode too. That's why my head is
You
down.
Are you,
beautiful.
are you in
It was like
world
one of the
with
hottest
aliens?
days of summer.
It was,
No.
yeah.
Are we
My
making,
AC's back there.
Color.
wait? Are we making too racist of remarks?
No.
Do we need to
No,
step
I
back
mean-
away from the black?
Wait,
thing?
are you in?
I mean,
are you in the
maybe,
goof?
but no.
Are you in the Goofy movie? Extremely Goofy movie.
What does that have
That's
to do
also
with
why
color?
my
What
apartment
does
is
that-
in pitch black because it was so fucking hot. I had to cover every opening,
Oh my
keep
God,
the lights
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
How obscure is that? Like, why would I choose?
You
Jonathan,
chose
you
that
act like I'm
one
not talking to you, okay? You all are all, it's either all Disney or all some sitcom and or 90s cartoon, all right? Those are the three.
I mean, we all literally have what we are on in our faces right now.
This is look how long this took,
I got
audience.
nothing.
Look how long this
Should
took.
Should I just tell you?
Yeah.
One more hint. Let's see if we can get this.
Okay.
My favorite is the pause after we figure it out or after we're told.
I'll give you 2 hints. Netflix.
That little pause we have, and you'll see it.
Okay.
And we discussed this on our podcast.
Malcolm and Marie.
No.
I love Malcolm and Marie.
Malcolm
was the
and Marie
first
Mel
guest,
Mitchell.
though.
That isn't a world. That's just our world. We already lived that. This is two people
don't know.
in a different part of the world.
Why would I want to live in
No,
Malcolm and
gotta
Marie's
be-
world? No.
You know
Fair
what?
point.
It'd probably be
Look at
American
your
Idol
name
Season
right
or
now
something.
on the
I feel like-
StreamYard.
This is
That
called
one.
this is
Like, yeah,
this
but
is
I'm
called sarcasm, Jerome.
Hold on.
Defining thing.
Just when you tell us, I just really love that pause
Yeah,
we
so
have
what-
afterwards.
let's go. So what are you? Clearly, we're not.
I am Black Mirror.
No, you're not.
That was no.
I love
Out of the
I love how
glasses
you
thing
like
2 seconds
No.
ago.
No.
Like, I love how you pantomimed it too to make it that much more that much clearer. Like, see, you guys see what I'm saying?
You're
It's
like,
brilliant
look,
if you really think about it.
black mirror. I just like that part where me. It's not that we even said anything. Like, both of us were just like, no, absolutely not. No.
You had to process it. Like,
I also had hey, you also forget. Y'all just had one world. I brought two. I also had Hey Arnold for that episode.
Yeah, Hey Arnold kind of.
You should have stuck with Hey Arnold.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, my phone rang. It was part of the bit. And we're like, no, we just thought you left your timer on. This wasn't a time we were usually doing it. It was so fucking hot outside. No, I will always argue with it. But yeah, it's that processing time that always kills me. Because you can see it. You can see us trying to like work it through our brains. And then finally being like, no, it's bullshit.
Now, if you want to talk about crazy costume reveals, you also had to go. Like, I also pulled this one up too, from our Halloween episode, and this one we can do real quick so we can get to other stuff. Firstly, Alex's costume for Halloween was incredible.
It was great.
It was really good. This was Halloween 2021, but your costume for Halloween 2022 was also fun too. Red Riding Hood with a plan. I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
But of course,
The first introduction of the Jerry curls.
The curls.
The first jump scare.
Why do I look like Frank from Samurai Cop? Just with more hair.
The blur. How it's blurring out half of your face. I'm trying to narrate while Jerome's having a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, it's just not working out.
Most of the episode, you were doing this too.
Yeah, because I had to keep the mustache on. I wasn't gonna shave my mustache off. I've done it once before in my life, and I looked weird.
Guys, I just got rid of that tiki torch that was part of my costume just a couple weeks ago because it has been sitting in my car literally since then, and then I just got rid of my car, so yeah, got rid of the tiki torch.
Aw, the car and the tiki torch had to go.
Yeah. Although I gave it to the dealer. I gave it to the guy who sold me the car. He was like, "You can't get rid of that." I'm like, "I want to. I don't need it." He's like, "I'll take it," and he took it.
You're random. You just took a tiki torch. That's such
even
a
though it was
weird thing to take.
Right. Even though it was only like $5 at Home Depot.
I mean, a free one is a free one, right?
Hey.
Yeah, that's true.
But we've had some fun. We gotten to dress up a couple times, which is always fun. Our most recent is not a dress up, but when we started up again, I made you all dress in plaid. Actually, me and Jerome showed up in plaid, and then you came on, and I
We made Jonathan.
Without question, I just said, "Go put on plaid," and you're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Go put on plaid," and you're like, "Okay, are we all wearing plaid? Is this a thing?" But you still just went and did it.
Right.
You didn't argue.
Like,
you were just like,
I know where I can find a plaid shirt that looks like y'all's.
Now, funny enough, I did. I was gonna say, yeah, we've had plenty of fun on the podcast. We've also had plenty of fun off the podcast as well. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of videos and stuff from when we went on vacation in California, but I do have clips from us playing video games that we have done on the YouTube channel. One moment in particular that did make into the year review for 2021 that Jonathan, you might remember because I think you had the controller at that time, but we'll see.
I Bad.
Yeah, so you know.
It was also that I thought about it's the ripping from the inside. It wasn't that they ripped it out from the outside. She went through the inside
Mhm.
and then ripped it out. That was gruesome.
Very gruesome.
Funny enough, audio listeners, we were reacting to when we played Mortal Kombat on the channel. If you want to check out that video, you can go on over to the YouTube channel and you can watch it right now. But there's another segment from that video that Alex, I don't even know if you know about this small
I'm
clip,
fearful. What?
but it like, oh, so this is part of the montage, but I filmed it from the opposite side. I don't know if like I thought I had a clip of it. I do not. Never mind. There's a clip
of
where
what?
it's me filming you from the side, and you were just really going at it with the sticks, and I was just like, "Look at Alex, so focused. She's so focused. It's the focus on her face."
That's weird. I don't like knowing that was a video.
I will try and find it because not any more clips in the year review for us to look at, so I'm going to look for that. But we've had a lot of fun doing other things on the podcast, like doing mini reviews, book reviews and stuff. When did the book reviews start?
Next month. I actually have it next to me because I've been reading it. We're doing.
No. I mean, when did we start doing it? Like,
I thought, when are we gonna start up? I'm like, oh, I know when we're gonna start up. I don't know. Actually, we kind of just started trying to do it, and then
our first one was what was our first one that we did? Oh, it was what was the first one that we did?
Oh, we did things left unsaid, or something of that nature.
What?
Where it's about
I've never read that book.
Something about that. Wait, everything we didn't say.
Yes, everything. No, that wasn't our first one though, was it?
The Book of Cold Cases.
I think everything we didn't say was our first one. No.
Then why you?
Let me just look on the YouTube.
Boy, here, there. We did these two. Which one?
We did
came
the
first?
Hacienda.
That was our last one. We did these two. One of these first. They're both blue books with murder cases. And then we did Vladimir.
That's
And now
right.
hopefully we're doing this. I don't know which one came first. Honestly, they were kind of similar.
Yeah.
Haunted by the Past.
I liked everything we didn't say more.
I'll pick those up later.
Just
Anyway.
chuck them and just yeah. I found it, by the way. I found the clip. So here we go. Alex, you can see the unseen clip of yourself.
I'm not sure I like that.
I think you heard me. This is why you smiled a little bit.
I was probably thinking, shut up, Jerome. It's not like you don't narrate a lot of stuff, so you get kind of used to just hearing you doing a narration to the side. Or like, all right, Jerome's narrating something. It's when you go into like zoo lifestyle narration. You're like, look at this little bug. Then you're like, all right, something's weird. Something's going on here.
Yeah. Does anyone have any like thinking back to reviews that we've done? Does anyone have any reviews that like you look back at now and you're like, man, I was too harsh, or you know what, I was a little too nice. Like I should have been harder on that movie. Like that.
Mr.
Well, our
Superman,
screen is
tell
on the
us.
opposite side, but yeah. But yeah.
Oh,
On the other side. There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Malcolm and Marie. Also, I feel like I have a complicated relationship with that film. I watched it.
I think you've like explained it throughout the years.
No more explanation needed. But I watched
No.
it just to cap it off. This is our 100th episode. This is kind of like a resurgence. From this point forward, Malcolm and Marie doesn't need any more mentioning. Although y'all will probably find a way to mention it. But with that being said, I feel like I have a complicated relationship with that movie because when I watched it, I watched it with my mom. We had a good time. It was enjoyable. I liked the monologueness of it all. And then as I started, the weeks went by. People were talking about the movie. There was a lot of discourse, a lot of negative discourse, a lot of mixed discourse, and I kind of let that get to my head. And I'm like, maybe I don't like the movie as much. I bet you if I watched it again right now, I'd be like, that's all right. That's an all right movie. But I wouldn't be like, this movie is horrible. I feel like the narrative right now is that I just the grade for the movie keeps going lower and lower and lower. But I don't know if that'll necessarily be the case. I feel like it caps at a point.
I mean, of course it caps because how farther can you go than an F?
No.
And but also, I don't
it
think the
caps
movie was an
below-
F. I gave it a D, I think, if I remember correctly. I was
think I
like,
gave it, like,
that's
a
pretty
C,
much
where I
as
was
low
like-
as it gets for me for
Mm.
that movie specifically. I definitely would redo the Wonder Woman 1984 review for sure. I think I was a little too nice to that movie. Not that being said, like I've shared my love of Warner Brothers films. I love my DC fam, but I feel like that movie. I think I may have been. Granted, I did that review before I did anything for DC Comics, so that was just honest, very honest opinion. And I still feel like I was a little too light. Most of the stuff I liked, I still like Pedro Pascal, and I like a lot of the action sequences, but I do think it is still a bit too long. And the Chris Pine, like the Steve Trevor storyline is still a little weird. And then Cheetah also isn't great. Not that Kristen Wiig does a bad job, it's just the writing, and I think Kristen Wiig just wasn't the best actress for that job. She does like the best she can with her acting style to the to the what's written on the page. I still feel like they should have cast Charlize Theron. That's just me. That's just me personally. And I said that in the review, and I still stand by that. They should have cast Charlize Theron.
I think for me, Scream 5, I was a little too nice to. Because like I rewatched bits of it, and it's not good at all. The second I watched it a second time, I was like, this isn't. It didn't get better. It got slightly worse, and then I watched clips, and I'm like, oh, this feels like that average like teenage horror film, but not in the way that Scream used to be, where it's more like a play on itself. Now this is just, kids just being fucking annoying and being like little know-it-all shits. I think I was too nice on it when I reviewed it. And The Boys season 3. I think I was too nice on it. I was too distracted, and I'm going to openly admit that I was too distracted by Jensen Ackles in the Soldier Boy suit.
See, I still like The Boys season 3.
I
I don't like it more than season 1 or 2, but I do like a lot of the stuff they do in season 3.
No, but I think I did not.
You got distracted.
I did. Things were not done objectively.
Is there any review you guys wish we could have done for a movie? There's one that comes to the top of my mind. a
Wakanda
couple.
Forever. That's
Mm.
one I think we should have done. But we were in the middle of a hiatus at that time, so that's why we didn't do it. It's not that we didn't want to, it's that we were in the middle of taking
We
a
needed
break.
a break, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm sad we missed that one. And if there was one that maybe we might do a retro review of, is maybe like a double double review of maybe Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, or just Wakanda Forever or something. That'd be a fun retro review to do.
Mhm. I wish we could have done some of the Ari Aster stuff, but what I really wish we could have done, and I think this movie came out, and we watched it together in theaters. I think this movie came out before we started the podcast. I wish we could have reviewed Ma.
Oh, yeah.
Film Ma with Octavia Spencer.
See, I never saw it in the theaters with you guys.
No, it was me,
Oh,
you,
did
and
you not?
Jasmine, Jonathan.
Oh.
I got sick. I actually got a fever that night, and I'm like, I probably should not go watch this movie with y'all. Seeing as
That was again pre-COVID.
that was again pre-COVID. I was smarter this time. And that was before we did we even created the podcast. So I was like, let me be smart. Then I got sick a second time and was like, no, this is perfectly fine to have people smush on my couch with me and talk closely into a mic with my germs.
To be fair, we only used that one mic, like we only did that setup one time. After that, we immediately got microphones.
Yeah.
Did you ever end up watching Ma at all, Alex?
I did.
I think it was watching it with people. I have never laughed at a movie that hard, including comedies, including like straight up comedies. I've never laughed at a movie that hard, and it was funny.
no,
And we
movie.
were there. It was like us three and like
5
other people in the movie. Yeah. And then other people who came like an hour late to the movie.
Well, y'all could tell me it was like funny. And I was like, all right, I really want to watch it now. So when I watched it, I was like, I don't even know what to say in this film. Because, yeah, a lot of it was laughable and weird and just like, the fuck is happening now? Ooh. You know what's also great about the show is the fact of how often I hit my microphone. That in itself could be its own clip show of how many times I have just whacked this thing so hard. Sometimes it does make a sound, other times I'm able to catch it. Most time you might hear a little ting from my audio, and that is because of I end up hitting the metal because I was actually just talking to my mom about this earlier because she was like, why don't you ever just blur your background? And I'm like, oh, I move far too much to have a blurred background because then it would just overlap me at certain points. And she's like, you do move a lot. And I'm like, yeah, it's ADHD is what I have. Prevents me from being very still. But that is also why everybody always is able to just see my background, and I leave it sometimes a mess. Sometimes I make an attempt to clean it up, but I accept what it is.
It's true.
You guys have a nice solid color wall, and I have this behind me. That is the reason. But
nah, man, we've I'm trying to think of if there's anything else. Task.
I think we've covered.
Alex,
a lot.
did you said you had some trivia stuff, right? Like that's in relation to the podcast itself.
No, not too much. I think you covered a good amount of it. I do have some old clips of when we were first starting out. If we want to end out with that and just kind of watch some old memories.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's take a look.
As you can see, audience, we're kind of, this is our first 100th episode. When we do the 200th episode, but rest assured that we will have like a whole production crew at that point. We'll have a whole stage and everything. There's gonna be lights and everything. We're gonna
have
get
a
all
round
the guests.
table.
Yeah, all the guests are gonna come back. It's gonna be like a reunion special where it's just a, like knock at the door, like who could that be? Oh my god, it's so and so. Come on in.
I'll make sure to have a camera properly pointed at me instead.
We'll have more than one mic.
Yeah.
And everybody will be in good enough health. Here's a little one of Jonathan doing whoops.
Okay, welcome to Behind the Usher Station.
Listen.
Woo! What was that? What was that about? That wasn't on the script. You out here improvising and I'll take two.
You should have gone with it, Jerome.
I know, right?
Jerome, we could have went with it.
We did go with it. That's in the intro.
I know.
Yeah, but we had to restart it.
I think
And
you know what it
then-
is too. I think I did say like, it wasn't a script because we did come up with like what we were going to say, and then Jonathan immediately went off script.
He went whoop. Here's another one of us trying to. Well, let me rephrase that. We had Jerome do the setup while we did
Do
nothing.
his thing, man.
Mhm.
Okay, now I'm recording.
Old man knees.
Who am
was
I on the
old.
phone with?
Setting
Still
stuff
old
up,
now.
and us doing
Like-
nothing.
I'm so tired now.
I don't want to do anything. Meaning to.
It's a spam call.
You missed it. He made the shot.
Oh, it's a spam.
Law is nothing but money.
Okay, should we try this?
Good old Snowbell.
Very it's just Jerome.
Even
you
back
were
in the
setting up
day, like all this action's happening with the podcast baits. What's Alex taking pictures and video of? Her cat.
my cat. Which I do have that lovely, as we were talking about, photo. There it is. Of
Yep.
Snowball just loving Jerome. And Jerome not knowing what to do with a pet on his stomach.
I
She's
think I
like on
recorded
your
that
stomach
way.
and crotch area.
Yeah. No, what was funny though, at that time also, Jerome, you were like, I don't want to breathe too much and move her. But then you started laughing. So it's shaking her, and she just stared at you, and then you were like, is she going to get off me? And she's like, no. Because Snowball didn't move for nobody.
Also, audience, if you want to see these videos and pictures, you're gonna have to. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to. If you're on the audio version, you're gonna have to go to the video version, man. You're gonna have to go to the video version and just check it out.
Mhm.
And then here's just our lovely faces. It's one of the first photos we ever took together. I don't know what I'm playing with.
Why do I look like I'm about to like destroy the computer with my eyes? Like just gonna shoot laser beams.
I don't know. You were very
Alex-
focused. I don't know if you were watching on time.
Alex, you and I look like we're having a thoughtful conversation. Jerome's like re-examining his entire life.
He's like, we got what we're talking about. Jerome's just like, I hitched my wagon to these two.
What
What
did
was
I
I
sign up
thinking?
for?
Whole podcast. How many episodes we gonna do? Over 100. God damn.
I think there was just one last one. Hey, yeah, you've been out in this for like. I have random ones like discussing the intro. There's Jonathan looks into the camera. I don't know why you were doing that. Out of context.
Unfortunately,
And
what is
this
out of?
one-
I'm curious what out of context is. Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be time consuming too. You're gonna have to wait, and you're going to have to.
Listen,
I
ain't
don't
nobody
know.
trying to do no dang Mythbusters on a Sonics or something like that. Like,
I know there'd be a ghost hunter. Ooh, let's go ghost hunting. Oh my god. Anyway,
So, I don't know. You can agree or disagree, but that's my conspiracy theory.
This
I
was the
have no
conspiracy
idea
theories
what we're talking about.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Because I was so confused. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
What are we
see the
talking
old
about?
clips that don't fully have context? Apparently I wanted to go ghost hunting. Which is something you still 100 episodes in, nobody will go ghost hunting with me.
Nope. Sure won't.
Mm-mm.
Still won't. To this day.
Which I don't understand. I'm not making y'all go into like a demonic house. What about a little haunting? You know, spirit seek.
Nope. The word haunting already tells me that it's not a friendly spirit.
I'm good.
So.
Whatever. I'll find somebody else. It's fine.
Well,
Those are just some little tidbits.
that was our retrospective looking back at 100 episodes.
And that's not even everything, audience. Like, there's so many episodes. Well, there's at least 100 for you to go check out. Some, like one in particular, there's not even audio version for our Bullet Train review. You can only get that on the video because the audio fought me tooth and nail to go up on Podbean. So I said, screw it, and it's not on Podbean. So if you want to watch the Bullet Train review and you don't listen to the audio, go on over to the YouTube channel, check it out. But also while you're there, watch the 100th episode special in video form so you can see everything.
Yes, and here's to 100 more. We are gonna have a lot of fun in the next iteration. Why am I acting like this is phase 2 of Marvel? This is phase 2.
I mean, we
This
already,
phase
yeah.
three.
I mean,
What's going on
this
with
is
you?
year 3 of, because we don't do seasons, we do years. So this is year 3 of the first ones to die.
Kind of, yeah. You said like this
So-
is like we're going into a technical plan. Nothing about this is, well, there is technicals to it, but it's like
Oh no,
you said,
nothing's
nothing
planned.
is scripted.
Very,
Yeah.
very few of it is. Very little of it is planned. We kind of just go with the flow, man, and that's a good thing about this podcast. It's been a lot of fun to just kind of go with the flow and have fun doing this podcast with you two. So
You can
it's been
expect more
great.
fun, more jokes, more
more
cracking on
guests.
each other, more guests, more just
Just
stuff.
more.
Yeah, just more.
And we got some stuff cooking, man. We got some plans for this year, so be on the lookout.
Jerome, where can people be on the lookout for you and see you cook stuff?
I don't cook much anymore.
That's
You can find me at Not Jerome Red on Instagram, as well as at RoboZoo Media and at Jerome_the_show to see other stuff I am working on. And if you want to, once again, I know I've plugged it a couple times now, but for real, check out the YouTube channel for exclusive content you can't get on the audio version of the podcast. Stuff like book reviews, mini reviews, video game content, the stuff you've already seen on here on the podcast and more. Check out the YouTube channel at The First Ones to Die to see all of the fun stuff we got going on here. And also, be on the lookout for next time we're streaming on Twitch. We're going to get back to doing that. So we have some video game content that is going to go up. The first part of it is going to be cut up into parts. That's going to start going up this year. Of us playing Stray, me and Alex. But there's more video games to come, baby. So, be on the lookout. And the only way to catch it is to subscribe. So subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can be notified.
And Alex, how can they get in touch with you?
You can find me at Alex and Nobody on Instagram and on TikTok. TikTok is also where you're going to find the First Ones to Die podcast, where I post little clips. And, you don't always have to wait for a clip show like this. You can always catch them there or get little updates of what we're doing or just see how chaotic my own life is and when I get bored. And those filters, man, those filters will get you. They're just fun. But, yeah, come visit me over there. And what about you, Jonathan? Where are we finding you?
You can find me at Jonathan Keys on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you please. We would love it if you could give us a like and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and give us a comment as well. Let us know what your favorite episode was, your favorite moment, or if this is your first time tuning in, let us know what you'd like us to talk about. We really appreciate suggestions. And if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast listener, then go ahead and give us 5 stars and give us a rating and review. We would really appreciate that. That would really help us.
And you follow us on all our social medias at The First Ones to Die. So that's everything: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I think that's the only ones right now. Twitter. There we go. So it's like you can follow us on all of those. Check out what we're doing next, what things we're thinking about, or just comment below, comment on the social medias and DM us and be like, hey, you guys should review this or whatever, Next week, tune in for us to review and honor Black History Month, Do the Right Thing. Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, a Black movie classic. So be on the lookout for that retro review coming next week. But other than that,
wear your Spike Lee costume.
I should bring it back, honestly.
I mean, I brought back the curls last week, so
I'll go get some big hoops. We'll make it a 90s theme going on.
Right, exactly. We'll see y'all next week, and until then, peace.
Bye.
Bye.